Hello Remors, Mr. Sharx is back! I haven't uploaded a video since October 2018 and that video is going unlisted. There will be a video uploaded simultaneously with this one that will explain everything. Let me tell you something, a good portion of my time away from YouTube was spent wandering the ocean. 2 months in and I got bored. The ocean is indeed large, but most of that is just open water with not a lot of animals. It was upsetting that I couldn't get enjoyment out of swimming and exploring our oceans anymore. Told my boy Richie about this problem and he knew what could cheer me up. He showed me a game called Subnautica. At first I thought it was some stupid marine biologist simulator, but then he told me that the game takes place on an alien planet with biomes, animals, and plants that are unlike the kinds we find on Earth. I started playing, which of course took some getting used to, and I was blown away. Of course, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. There we go. In Subnautica, you are the sole survivor of a massive crash from a giant spaceship. The ship in—
How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned?
Nick, please. Shut up, let me explain. Alright, so— The ship and all of the deployed life pods land on a planet that has water as far as the eye can see. The water is just a shade of blue when you first look at it, then you jump into the water, and then there is a burst of colors, as well as fish and plants you haven't seen before. And throughout the game you will be exploring biomes which are either scary as hell, creepy as hell, or relaxing as hell. The biomes, fauna, ruins, music, and even the flora form a tsunami of sensations that flood your mind and body. The design for this game can't be complimented in any way that I know of, not through speech nor body language. The art style is unique and is candy for the eyes. The biomes change color when you enter them, which gives them their own aura. The sound design is phenomenal. The roars and moans of the animals add so much to the ambience. The game has great music too, plays at the right moments. It's not a hard game at all, it's actually rather easy, but fear not, there is still escalation. The progression is similar to Zelda Breath of the Wild. You start off in an easy section on the map, where you will learn the basics of the world. You don't need to venture into every dang area in both of these games. In Zelda, you have the option to go straight to the castle in only your underwear. The same kinda goes for Subnautica. I mean, you have the option to go through the lava zone in a Cyclops with only depth modules, you really do.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do it?
If you want to keep your sanity until you die, upgrade your items and vehicles. You set your own priorities. For every difficulty jump, you have collected blueprints for upgrades and vital tools, which balances everything out. These tools make the game more enjoyable, so I definitely recommend taking your time in this game. Unless you're doing a speedrun, of course. The easiest biome to survive on planet 4546b is the safe shallows. By the way, the most dangerous part of the map is not named the dangerous deeps. No predators, and as the name implies, is shallow. This is the first biome in the game, therefore you have little equipment and what you do have will not be enough when you get to the other biomes. The kelp forest and grassy plateaus is where the training wheels are removed. Their max depths exceed 100 meters. If you aren't wearing your rebreather beyond that point, you will lose oxygen much faster. You will also run into your first predators here. The sand sharks and the biters lurk in the grassy plateaus, and the stalker lives up to its name in the kelp forests. There are more wrecks in these biomes combined than anywhere else on the map. The Kush Zone, Grand Reef, Shroom Caves, Islands, Underwater Islands, and Blood Kelp Zones are places you want to explore to your heart's content and are key for progressing through the story. With depths that reach over 500 meters and dangerous fauna, these are places you need to traverse with caution. The mushroom forests and the sea treader's path are just good for bases because of the sights they provide. Nothing else to see here, really. The crag field and sparse reef can be bypassed entirely. The biomes are forgettable and are just fluff to the world. At least the crag field has shale chunks in the Markiplier doll. Sparse reef only has limestone chunks and only one life pod to find. Then there are the Reaper biomes. The Aurora Crash Site, the dunes, and the mountains. The Aurora Crash Site is the only one you have to go to for progression. You can tell the mountains to go itself. And the dunes has a lot of cool stuff to check out, like the coffee machine. The Lost River has 4 entrances around the map, in both Blood Kelp Zones, the Grand Reef, and the Kush Zone. This place is spooky. The Ghost Canyon, the Bones Field, the Ghost Forest, and the Junction will creep you out. The Ghost Tree is the most welcoming section of the Lost River, a great place to calm down after navigating a cave of nightmares. The lava zone can only be entered through the Ghost Tree Cove. It goes from creepy to scary right here. There are no safe spaces down here. You are always in danger. The lava lakes is just there to lead up to the— Aside from the sparse reef and crap field, the biomes are fantastic. The low field of view is a lot like the fog in Silent Hill. It has limitations, but it still adds to the atmosphere. You never know what's going to load in. You see the light up in the distance as you enter one of the more dangerous biomes in the game. As you enter the bones field, a massive skeleton comes into view, which makes you wonder if there's one alive in the world. The dead zone speaks for itself. The game has recordings to listen to, like in the Fallout series and BioShock. It's a horrifying experience to go to the life pods they were recorded in and see them destroyed by a creature strong enough to create a hole in all of them. The game is technically a collectathon. Let's see how much flora, fauna, and structures you can get info on. Allow me to flex on the haters. Do you like the base building in Fallout 4? Well, Subnautica has a system that has much less freedom but is still enjoyable regardless. You can scan structures and furniture you find in wrecks and ruins, so don't forget to look around. These are my bases. They're not special except for this one. If it reminds you of Alabama, you are not alone. It's built just for the purpose of watching a Reaper do its thing. Now for some negatives, or rather just a negative. Creative mode is pointless and for noobs that hate adrenaline. That's all I got, and that's subjective. If I made the game sound boring, I'm sorry. This is the best video game you can get with a $30 budget. By the way, this is not going to become a gaming channel. No video game Sharxy.